Assalamualaikum. Today, uh, today we would like to present about radio frequency bracelet. Radio frequency bracelet. So my name is Muhammad Rafi bin Ashari, AA17141.
My name is Hafiz Hafiz bin Zulkifli, AA17222.
My name is Ahmad Yusri bin Yunus, AA17172.
Okay, and me, Muhammad Firdaus bin Razali, AA17133.
My name is Binti Abdullah, AA17234.
My name is Nur Aisha Frankfurt binti Zalwis, ID AA19134.
Okay, I will start the presentation. Okay, so for the real problem is the pink bracelet wearer, and then for the problem statement, pink bracelet wearer do not follow the government's instruction to quarantine themselves at home, and most of them like to hide their pink bracelet because they want to go out from home and move freely like before this since 9 June after finished restricted movement order throughout Malaysia. So for the 5W1H, and the first part is what, the pink bracelet, and then for the how, they do not follow the government's instruction to quarantine themselves at home, and most of them like to hide their pink bracelet. Why this thing happen? Because they want to go out from home and move freely like others. So for the when since 9 June after finished restricted movement order, where throughout our country, Malaysia.
Okay, now we go on to the CEC analysis. So, first thing what we want to highlight here is people disobey the instruction to quarantine. So, based on the system, the government have launched two option. There is a normal pink, they wearing a normal pink bracelet, and then government also have a centralized quarantine placed by government. But the centralized quarantine by government is cancelled out because it's highly costing. And then for the situation right now, we having a COVID-19 disease, and people also want to get out to buy food. So this can cancel out for this situation because people can buy a food using a food panda, grab food, and other courier. So why we doing this? Because it is hard to trace the bracelet user in a crowded area, and this is the system that we using now is also not too systematic, where people still freely can get out before get traced. And why we want to do this? Because we want to stop this disease from separate in our community. So this is our corrective action, that is to design a systematic bracelet that can be traced in a crowded area and stop the disease from separated in community.
Okay, next for the function analysis, for the subject is to design a systematic bracelet that can be traced in crowded area and stop the disease from separated in our community. And then for the function to trace, and then the objects is the people that been quarantined because of COVID-19. Okay, next slide.
Okay, this is the super system component. The super system component that is created by God. So, firstly, the super system involved in our creation, our bracelet is a virus itself, the COVID-19 virus. The virus is not being created by human, and the virus is separated through air. Air is also created by God, and the virus in the air infected the human that also God creature. So what I can say for this research, the super system component is involved three: virus, air, and human. Next slide.
Okay, so for the interaction analysis, so basically the model is the bracelet. It has interaction with radio frequency with the supports of microchip. It interact and enable to detect the people who wear that bracelet easily, so we can stop the pandemic to spread. Next.
Okay, now we move to the function model. That's firstly that this function model is starting to the people that are subjected with COVID-19, or also the people who have uh, contact apart with people have been positive COVID-19. So these people that need to quarantine will wear a radio frequency bracelet that all her microchip that can trigger a radio frequency bracelet scanner that will trace people that wearing the bracelet in the crowded. Okay, we'll move to the next slide.
Okay, for the variable, the first one is manipulative variable, which is a method of inserting the microchip inside the pin bracelet. Next, the positive variable, which is by using the bracelet, we can detect the user movement by passing the entrance detector that compatible with the bracelet. When the user passing the entrance detector, the entrance will automatically make a sound and alert that the presence of the user. And lastly, for the negative variable, some places may not afford to buy the entrance detector, such as small shop, groceries, and market. The place that did not have the entrance detector may have a big disadvantage in this invention.
Next, we have identified the engineering contradiction. So first of all, we know the intensive problem is that the pink bracelet wearers do not abide to their government's instructions to quarantine themselves at home and hide their bracelets when going out. So we have identified the manipulative variable, which is if the systematic bracelet that can be traced through microchips are implemented, then the number of people that can be detected not abiding rules increases. And then, but the cost needed by the government to spend on the bracelet increases.
So for the inventive principle, we have a 6 inventive principle. So for the first IP number we choose is 25, which is for the IP number is self-service, for the reason easy to wear by self. And the next one is number 3, local quality, use rubber and alloy for high quality. And the next is number 2, taking out for the reason patient cannot run from the quarantine. And the next IP number is number 18. The IP name is mechanical vibration. For the reason, notice the patient that he or she outside the quarantine area. And the next IP number is 20, continuity of useful action, which is for the reason both microchip bracelet and scanner will work simultaneous and continuously. And the last one is number 6. For the IP number is universality. For the reason the bracelet also function as digital watch and thermometer to monitoring body temperature. So after we discuss, we select IP number 3 and number 2 because IP number 3 is local quality. Uh, the reason is user wrapper and alloy for the high quality, so it will use for the long time. And the next IP number we select is number 2, which is taking out because this is the main purpose. We build the BRACELET because we want to positive COVID-19 patient is run from the quarantine side. Thanks.
Okay, so these are the ideas that we already sketched, and this is the best design, and we are all agreed about this sketching and invention. So inside this sketching, there microchip scanner and the bracelet that already planned with the microchip that can detect the users once they entered or passing the microchip scanner. Okay, this is the last sketching. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.